great opportunity for them, and I'm really proud of what these boys are doing. Great, great.
This week in Discovered, even if you have never heard of America's Cup, you will know who is racing this summer, how to challenge for the Cup, and how the oldest sporting trophy has evolved into one of the most technologically sophisticated competitions in the world. So let's take you back there, all the way to 1851. If you win the America's Cup, you become the defender. You keep hold of it until someone defeats you. It all began when the U.S. yacht America won the inaugural event off the coast of the Isle of Wight. They held the Cup for 132 years, the longest winning streak in sporting history. It took until 1983 for Australia 2 to be in with a chance of breaking the deadlock.
They're about to do it!
Australia won with a controversial winged keel, but it wasn't held for long. Fremantle, Australia, 1987. Dennis Connor's Stars and Stripes won back the Cup for the United States. In 1995, Team New Zealand burst onto the scene and shook up the sailing world, taking down the mighty Americans.
The illustrious and the loser of prizes in sailing, international sport holders prize, leaves the United States. This time to a different down, New Zealand.
At the helm, a young Russell Coutts, who with this victory began his illustrious America's Cup career.
If it had to leave the American shores, I think it couldn't go to a nicer place than the city of Sails, Auckland, New Zealand.
Defending the Cup 5 years on, Coutts was 4 wins up on a first to 5 against Italian challengers Luna Rossa. With such an advantage, Coutts handed over the helm to 27-year-old Dean Barker, who would become his future rival.
Quest for Spartan's prize started back in 1851. Now at the dawn of a new century for the America's Cup, Team New Zealand complete the first successful defense of the America's Cup outside America. The America's Cup is still New Zealand's Cup.
This morning, Russell said, you know, did I want to go and race? And how can you turn down an opportunity like this?
It's certainly one of the highlights of my career. Was to do the 5th race of the Cup in 2000, and yeah, you know, you look back now, the gesture by Russell was pretty special. To have been a part of that team was, you know, certainly something I'll cherish. You know, the rest of my life, and the time I didn't sort of feel like things could be any better than what it was then.
7 years later, in 2003, Alinghi recruited Russell Coutts at the helm and brought the Cup to Switzerland for the first time. Then 4 years later, in the 33rd America's Cup, and it was a role reversal. New Zealand tried to take the Cup straight back home, but Alinghi defended. In early 2010, BMW Oracle Racing from the USA challenged Alinghi in multi-hulls and won with a wing sail triangle.
33rd America's Cup, we figured really it was going to be a boat speed race, and pretty confident that we had a boat that was going to be fast enough to win the Cup.
February 14, 2010, Valencia, Spain. The America's Cup is America's again.
It was probably, one of the best feelings or moments in my sailing career.
Then Larry Ellison, CEO of Oracle Team USA, announced that the 34th America's Cup this September would be in multi-hulls, the new turbocharged AC-72s.
I think it's the most exciting time, certainly in my career, and I think for sailors in general involved in the game. I mean, that last America's Cup, that boat, USA 17, that was the catalyst for where we are today. We've got wing sails, we've got catamarans, we've got a race on TV that non-sailors will watch. And that in itself is a huge achievement, I think. And now with a World Series under our belts, we can see we've got a fantastic sport that people are interested in.
To build an AC-72 is a mammoth task. So initially, the America's Cup World Series was born, racing in scaled-down AC-45s. This got the teams out racing, testing, and learning to tame these brand new machines.
Oh, it's going to be close here. It's just about cleared. They're cleared now, and it's a sprint to the finish. Cooch has it, but it's only marginal. Who's going to have the speed as they come up towards the line? It's Cooch by less than a boat length. Up to the line they come, and the match race champion is Russell Cooch. Jimmy Spittle just behind. They're at the finish. Listen to the reaction.
Ending in Naples 2013, Oracle Team USA Spittle had won the America's Cup World Series title 2 years running. Their defense was looking good.
We can win it. There's no question in my mind we can go out and win this cup. What's been exciting for us as a team is when we've got to racing, we've been incredibly successful as a team. We've won the World Series. When the pressure came on, our team was able to step up while other teams failed.
I think the AC-45s have been a huge success. Perfect stepping platform from, for the 45 up to the 72. We've been able to, show people, around the world really what, these exciting catamarans can do and the type of changes that we're making to the America's Cup.
As you can see, the boats of the America's Cup have evolved into thoroughbred racing machines. And as technology advances, it's become an ever more integral part to the program. But behind the scenes of the America's Cup World Series, the challengers were preparing their AC-72s for the real deal. Challenging for the America's Cup. Headed by America's Cup veteran Max Serena, British Olympic medalist Chris Draper, and match racing expert Francesco Bruni. Emirates Team New Zealand are racing with their skipper Dean Barker and tactician Ray Davies. And finally, Swedish entry Artemis Racing, skippered by Loic Perron and Nathan Outeridge, with tactics from Paul Kayard. They will be racing in the Vuiton Challenger Series to decide who goes up against the Oracle Racing Team USA for the 34th America's Cup. The AC-72 is a challenging machine to build and sail. Two thin 72-foot hulls and a towering wing sail. The America's Cup pushes the boundaries, design skill, teamwork, and the sport of sailing. The boats are working around the clock to launch and test their brand new AC-72s.
The boat builders are critical, not only for producing a good product, but also in deciding the processes and the speed of the build. You may, by receiving the product earlier, you may be able to obtain a faster boat at the end because of more sailing time and the impact it'll have on the rest of the design program.
And that is what Oracle Team USA's main competitors did. Emirates Team New Zealand launched their AC-72 first, allowing them more training time than the two other challengers and the Defender. Oracle Team USA were not far behind. August 2012, all eyes turned to the launch of their AC-72s. From their initial tests, they suffered a broken dagger board, an integral component.
We got the boat in the water, we got sailing, we slowly brought it up, everything was looking good. Obviously we had a failure, and we've come straight back to the dock. We're going to have to pull the boat out and we'll go straight into the shed.
But the bad news continued. After repairing their dagger board, they had another delay when they capsized, setting their training program back 3 months.
These campaigns are all about, the way you address the various challenges that that you face along the way. In the previous campaign, we broke a mast at a critical time. That could have ended the whole campaign. And I say I'm much more comfortable now than when I was immediately after we broke the boat and broke the wing. We've responded well. We've now got the first boat back in a better condition, I believe, than what it was. Made some adjustments to it. Still wouldn't trade positions with any of the other teams at this point.
Coming up after the break, we see the remaining two challengers unveil their AC-72. And as the months wind up to the AC final, time is ticking to master the art of hydrofoil. Stay tuned. The world's oldest sporting trophy. Now, in 2013, the 34th America's Cup has 3 challengers that will compete in the Louis Vuitton Cup. To decide who will get the chance to take the trophy from the holder, Oracle Team USA. Emirates Team New Zealand were first to launch their AC-72 and get sailing. Oracle Team USA followed suit. The next team to launch was Luna Rossa in late October 2012. They reached a design and training agreement with Emirates Team New Zealand to slingshot their team into a training phase.
The New Zealand period has been great for us. We had 7 good months of preparation, sailing, all different conditions. The boat was brand new and we tested it, we raced with it. I think that our program was well done and to be there and to be with Team New Zealand has been a great experience. So I think that was a really
Racing in early November 2012. But by this point, the other teams were already on to the next stage, hydrofoiling. It quickly became apparent that this was a race to get up on foils, and Emirates Team New Zealand were the first to perfect this. If proof were needed that foils were faster, it was provided by Oracle Team USA versus Artemis Racing on the Bay of San Francisco. And Emirates Team New Zealand blasting past Luna Rossa in New Zealand. It wasn't just about if you could foil, it was how you foil.
It's about foiling super fast and doing all the manoeuvres super fast and maintaining that foiling all the way as much as possible at all times around the course. And we've got our next set of foils coming. Obviously there's the excitement about those, but at the same time there's always a slight nervousness of whether they'll be just right or not.
Yeah, we've made some changes after sailing with Oracle. We're having a look at quite a few areas in our program, and obviously probably the most interesting point is we're shifting towards foiling now. Probably the main thing is to keep working on our wing. The wing's the biggest power source on the boat, and our wing wasn't working brilliantly when we were first out, and that was pretty well highlighted when we were sailing historically. So we've made a lot of changes, and we've been out the last few days, and those changes have gone really well. And like anything, you need to keep tweaking the thing constantly, and that's mainly what we're going to be focusing on in that area, is really working on trying to get that wing to work as good as possible.
In a highly sophisticated sport, where technical knowledge is power, it became a bit of a snooping game.
We had a pretty good recon program going, and watching the other teams, because the best way to learn how to do all this stuff is to watch the other teams and see what they're doing. So we've done a trip to New Zealand, watched the Kiwis sailing around, watching Oracle all the time, and it's been awesome just learning what they do and learning from their mistakes. So hopefully when we get a chance that we don't make those mistakes.
Every team knows that every other team is watching them, so interesting day. Always good to see the boats. I'm a person here from Artemis Racing, come down to have a look. I think the reconnaissance game has changed because the teams are very open now. Facebook, on the countdowns on websites and things, so it's a bit of a different game now. You're just seeing whatever you can see, really. It's pretty late in the game to do too many big changes. I think everyone's pretty committed to certainly the boat 1s and probably the boat 2s. So there's only so much you can do now. But it's always good just to check in, really. If you're on shore, you're okay. If you're on the water, it's 200 meters. So stay on the land. The land is good for closer stuff, and on the water is 200 meters, or you play safe. You stay further away than that. You can't get that much on the water.
We're a small campaign, so we haven't had a huge amount of resources. We haven't sent people to go and watch those teams, but we do work in that area. But the timeline is running out. If you see something that looks particularly flash, it's pretty hard to go and build it. It takes a little while to make all the stuff.
Snooping for the lowdown on your competitors was all well and good. Emirates Team New Zealand were the first to launch their second boat in the middle of February on all the teams, and it was clear that they were a strong force.
We think certain aspects of our boat are good. All the time we're making modifications to the boat, systems and everything, just to, I guess, fine-tune or customise the positions a little bit more. So the more we race and race ourselves, the more we understand about what we actually need. And then how would you know? It's until we actually get to line up and race.
We've seen that Team New Zealand made some nice little gains from their second boat, although it is very similar to the first. The subtle changes that they made have made a difference, and we need to squeeze everything we can out of our boat.
Luna Rossa have no choice but to refine their original boat, as they are the only challenger that plan to produce just one AC-72.
We have decided to go with a single boat long time ago. We are happy with that decision. We have started all our campaign one year after everybody, so it's not easy to do the same steps that everybody is doing. But we are happy with how things are going so far, and I'm 100% sure that we will be competitive.
When Emirates Team New Zealand and Luna Rossa were packing up and heading to San Francisco, they gave Oracle a chance to catch up, and they launched their second boat, trying hard to match the hours of Emirates Team New Zealand.
Name be Oracle Team USA 17.
Oracle Team USA were on the water training hard, while Luna Rossa and Emirates Team New Zealand were relocating. But that's not exactly an easy task.
It's a lot of logistics. Like we've got about 250 people going to San Francisco, including families and kids. About 100 and 105 of them work at the base. We've got 60 trucking movements of containers out of our base in Auckland with equipment going to San Francisco. We've just taken over 70 apartments in San Francisco. So the logistics are a huge part of it, especially going from a very settled base like we have in Auckland to an empty wharf in San Francisco.
While Emirates Team New Zealand got the early advantage, Oracle Team USA were clawing back the hours on the water. Artemis Racing were late to the game. Meanwhile, Dean Barker was weary of their training partners.
Luna Rossa, we know. It's a design package. Boat, they're phase at the moment of doing some modifications which will sort of improve their performance. We know that they'll be faster, so they'll be a strong team. They've had plenty of days in the water, so they know the sail the boat well. So they'll be tough competition.
And he's not taking his eye off the Swedish entry either.
Artemis, well, it's anyone's guess. How good will their second boat be? They've got a big challenge ahead because they haven't fought before. They've got their 45 up and going, and I suppose the benefit of being able to look at what everyone else is doing and we can sort of copy that. Well, it's allowed them to get sailing quickly and efficiently in the 45 and doing a good job. Whether they can translate that to the 72 remains to be seen.
All the teams are keeping a keen eye on their competitors. This close to the start of the 34th America's Cup, everyone must try and stay ahead of the game to be the best when it matters. See you next week. This program is brought official partner of the America's Cup World Series.
Now the bite was 80.